Hey folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I use him pronouns. I just did some really awesome stuff with like lights and shadows. I'll put the picture right here so you can see what I just did before filming this video. It's really cool. I really like it, and I don't know. It just looks so awesome. Today's video is sort of more of like a vent video and unleashing my beast, getting out all the pent up everything that's sort of been boiling up subconsciously inside. Vent video and just sharing my thoughts about where I'm at and how I feel about things. So my chest pain has died down a little bit. For those of you who have never seen me before and this is your first time watching me, I've been getting this really annoying, medically unexplained chest pain for the past 3 weeks. And there are times where it just gets really bad, and then there are times like today where it's gone for a few hours, then it comes back randomly. But not today, but yesterday, the day before that as well. It's been consistent pain, like my entire waking hours, it was constant. Today is just on and off. And I think partially it's because I've sort of shedding, I think of it as I'm shedding my old skin and coming out as a new Lev. Like, not coming out as LGBT, I mean coming rising. My old Phoenix is sort of, it's dying, and a new Phoenix, a new version of Lev is rising out of the old one that's sort of gone now. And I've noticed that what I call my beast mode has been coming up a lot more in my day. I guess in general it's just stronger, if that makes sense. Um, and the beast mode version of Lev doesn't really come out often. It usually comes out when, for example, I have pent up frustration about something and I'm just reluctant to take action, and beast mode Lev just comes out and it's like, nope, you're doing this. It's like the more savage protective side of Lev. um I sort of, yeah, I just have a switch, and it can it can flick on and off. But sometimes it just comes up without me flipping the switch as well, which is what's been happening recently. So I mentioned in a different video that I accessed this like mental health counseling service with through this organization, because my organization is linked with them and they do like employee support, mental health support for employees. And I gave that a go, and the worker there was just absolute trash. Just did not know how to be a human being. Labeled me as having depression and anxiety when I talked to them for literally 5 minutes, and they don't even know me. Um, and they were just really judgmental. It was supposed to be a safe space, but they failed. They failed miserably. Um, Asking me irrelevant questions like, "Do you have a boyfriend, girlfriend?" What has that got to do with anything? Like, that has nothing. That had nothing to do with what I was telling them about my work stress, and they just asked me all of these irrelevant questions. I'm just like, you're not even listening to me. Anyway, that was a little side rant. They had sent me a survey. I gave them brutal feedback, as in horrible service, would not recommend to friends, families, other colleagues. And then they sent me another survey like yesterday or the day before, and I did it again. It was slightly different. It was like slightly different, and I was brutal once again. Brutally honest. Would not recommend, horrible service, just not a good experience. And there was like a suggestions box for like how they could do better. And I wrote, what did I write? I wrote hire people who actually know how to treat other people as a human being and speak and listen with kindness. And I also wrote, I did not come here to get labeled as being depressed or having depression when the worker doesn't even know me. And I also said, you made me feel like a piece of shit. You made me feel like trash. And I feel worse than before I came here. And I also wanted to say, but I didn't say, this is a pathetic joke of professional support. And I wanted to make a mockery out of them. Like, well done on making people feel like a piece of garbage. Like, well done. But I didn't add that pathetic joke part and the well done for making me feel like shit part. But it was really honest feedback. And that was one instance where Left's Beast Mode has come out. Next one where Left's Beast Mode was activated was at the start of last year. I chose to quit a volunteering position I was in. I chose to walk from the role and the organization, and never in my life have I just chosen to walk for transphobia. So what happened was, I may have told this story in another video, but I don't remember, so I'm just gonna tell it again. Um, so I was in this volunteering position, and we had a few new people join our team, because the old people were leaving, and then we needed like new people on our team. So there were new people who joined our team, and I reached out to them, introducing myself and asking, what pronouns do you use? And please note, this was around the end of 2019, early 2020, and I was still in the very early stages of my trans journey. End of 2019, still don't know who I am yet. Denied the possibility of being trans, that whole thing. Start of 2020, I came out, but I was still very scared of people finding out my trans identity, and I just was not confident as I am now. I was like my headspace was completely different. So yes, I asked people on my team for pronouns. Some of them did respond to me, some of them didn't. But then I also told upper management what I'd done, because for me, I'm a really transparent person. So I'm just like, hey, by the way, I messaged the new admins on our team. I checked them, I welcomed them, I checked in with them, and I asked them for pronouns. And I got in trouble for that. I got in trouble. I got in trouble for asking people on my team for their pronouns as opposed to just assuming their gender or what pronouns they use. I got in trouble. And I tried to explain to upper management the reason why I ask people for pronouns is because I don't want to misgender anyone, and I want to make this as as most trans and gender diverse inclusive as possible. And being misgendered hurts, and I don't want to be misgendering people. And asking for pronouns is a sign of respect as well, and not using the correct pronouns is a sign of respect. That he shut me down. It's like they were implying that I was wrong, and they shut me down. I tried having conversations twice. It didn't end well. They were not receptive, not listening to what I was saying, just shut me down. And then I just reached the point where I'm like, this is bullshit. I cannot stay here. I cannot stay here. And at the time, I also had a lot of medically unexplained chest pain. I had medically unexplained migraines. My health was just really bad. My head hurt a lot. I went to get brain scans and everything, and it was medically clear. Um, and it wasn't until I realized that being in a transphobic work environment or volunteering environment, that was what's causing my physical symptoms. Like my it's just like too much had built up inside. My body didn't know how to handle it, and it just manifested itself in pain. I quit. I straight up quit. and they lost someone who truly cared about the work and did the work properly, unlike half of the people on the team. I, I quit, and it was a scary moment, but it was also freeing at the same time. And to this day, I do not regret walking off of that out of that role, out of that team. I walked, and I don't regret it whatsoever. And it's made me realize, like, from that point on, I would rather be jobless or not have the volunteering position than be working in a transphobic environment. Not gonna be working in transphobic. I'd rather be jobless. I'd rather have no position than work in a transphobic environment. Another thing is that I recently told my friends that it's been over 3 months since I kicked. So the thing is, when I talk to my friends about this person, I don't say her name. I do, and they know exactly who I'm talking about. So it's been 3 months, over 3 months, since I kicked out of my life for the cheating incident and us becoming unhealthy. And I don't know, there was just a part of me that was like, I'm gonna use profanity. Fuck yes, Lev. Like, you've done it. You made it this far. Like, you're healing. You're healing. And there was also a little part of me that was still like a little angry. Like, I thought that I had no more anger about this whole situation in person, but it turns out I do have some pent up anger and frustration still, and that's contributing sort of to my beast mode coming out a little bit more. Trying to spit my beast mode, just trying to protect me because, yeah, the other version of Lev is a bit more vulnerable. A theory as to why I think my beast mode is coming out recently is the shedding, as I mentioned at the start of the video, sort of shedding the old skin and old parts of Lev that are no longer helpful. And part of this shedded skin, you could say, or the the old parts of me that have been incinerated in the fire, is the staying quiet when I'm picked on, being taken advantage of, or not treated as as a human being. A little context, short context is, I've been a doormat my whole life, and I've had anxiety standing up to people, setting up for myself, and I just kept quiet when I was bullied at school, mistreated, being taken advantage of. I didn't feel confident saying no to people, so essentially I was seen as prey, easy prey to target. Um, and now I think I'm just sick of it, and this all of this pent up frustration and anger has just, I really do think it's just fueling the growth for the new version of Liv that is emerging from the ashes. It's just like more profanity. I apologize. Just more, no more, just like, fuck it. Like, this is not happening anymore, and I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. And I'm not gonna stay silent about this anymore. And I will no longer be prey or be seen as an easy target. No, no more. Fuck, no more. And yeah, reflecting back, when I was younger, I always thought, like, I don't know how to stand up for myself. Like, I don't know how I can become a person who knows how to stand up for himself. And I couldn't see myself possibly even standing up for myself, because I was just kindness, just too much kindness, and not honoring myself was my default way of living life. And yeah, in a way, life really wrecked me, but it's also built me up. The wreckage has built me up, and that is how I've sort of gotten to this point of saying fuck it no more. Um, it's from just repeatedly being hurt and just not being able to contain this pressure anymore. Just like, I can't deal with this, and this is not okay. And that's how I've reached this point. Improved version of Lev. Significantly improved version of Lev. This is slightly off topic, but I've also ingrained in my head, like, if someone tries to bring harm to the people I love and care about, friends and family, they're gonna have to kill me first to get to them. Like, I'm gonna put up a fight, buddy, and you're gonna have to kill me first. You're gonna have to kill me first before you get to them. Um, just very unlikely scenario, but forbid I hang out with my family or friends. Someone wishes to bring harm upon us. Yeah, they're gonna have to kill me first to get to my friends or my family. Like, you're gonna have to fight me hard. And yeah, that's when also, that's another instance where Lev's beast mode will suddenly come out. And I'm not saying that just because I have a beast mode that I go out and like hurt other people and like disrespect them and what have you. That's not it at all. Like I treat people with respect. I treat people with kindness. But beast mode is just to help me honor myself when regular Lev, for lack of a better word, finds it a bit challenging to do so because his kind nature just sort of overwhelms him and he just finds it difficult to honor himself. That's when Lev's beast mode comes out. Not only like protects regular Lev in like times of crisis, but to honor himself. That's yeah. As for people in my past life who've behaved in ways that hurt me, I I don't hate people and I don't hate them because we're just all trying to survive in this world, and sometimes their way of coping or surviving the pains of life inflict harm onto other people, and I don't blame them for that at all. But that doesn't mean that I don't honor myself or set boundaries or stand up for myself. I don't hate people, but I hate actions that people do, and I hate people. I hate the way people behave sometimes, but I don't hate people themselves. I just hate their behavior and their actions and the consequences it's brought on to me. And I get the way I respond to things, like the actions Lev takes in beast mode, are very different to when I was younger. When I was like 16, 17, 18, I guess late adolescent years, or yeah, I was still relatively young. Like 8 years ago, I was 16. Damn. Um, I responded to difficult things and people hurting me by swearing at them. That was my beast mode. I was swearing at people, not like ridiculously. And this was not really on person. It was a lot of online stuff. Like people were trash talking my favorite band. And I got angry and I was like, put the bird up on Instagram and just a lot of uppercase capital letters, uppercase text, yelling at people. That was my younger ways. That was younger Lev's version of dealing with things. Yeah, I would say that my emotional maturity at that age was not really there yet. Not there yet. Um, Definitely different to now. I do not sit there and swear at people. And the way I usually deal with things now is have conversations with people, like try to have conversations with people. Um, and if things become unhealthy, or I just feel like this conversation is not really gonna work, or it's just gonna be too draining for me, or it's not worth my time, effort, and attention, then I walk away. That's it. It's like, I think, are you worth my time, energy, attention, and all of these mental and emotional resources that I have a limited supply of? If yes, then I invest energy and time into them. If it's like, this is not worth all of these resources, I'm not gonna engage with you, or I'm just gonna walk away, or I'm just gonna kick you out of my life and just lock the door and never let you back in. That's my way of dealing with things now. Just making assessments as to what's important, who's important, what am I gonna get in the long run, what am I giving, what am I getting in return. Yeah, just resource management is my way of coping with things. If things are not worth it and the investment is way too much, buy. Literally buy. Like, buy. I'm getting on a train, leaving forever. Buy. And I don't do the whole getting back at people thing anymore. I used to when I was younger, like I mentioned, with like just a lot of arguments with people who we weren't on the same page with. I don't do that now. I haven't done that since my late adolescent years. Um, I just I just let life deal with it. Like, life teaches people lessons, sometimes in like clear, obvious ways, sometimes in more subtle ways. Like, I just let life teach people the lessons they need to know, um, in order to become a better version of themselves. Like, life has definitely taught me many lessons, and it's only from these lessons that I've become the version of Lev I am today. And so, yeah, I don't. Oh, part of me also believes in karma, so I really do. I've seen the what you give is what you get thing, line, idea, whatever it's called. Really, it happens. It happens to me. Like, what I do give is what I do get in return. That's all the thoughts I had for today, folks. I guess in summary, it's the idea that just because I'm a kind person, it does not mean I don't stand up for myself or say no or honor my own needs. Yeah, kindness does not equate to not honoring ourselves and just letting everyone else step on us. And it's not selfish to honor ourselves, or set boundaries if we need to. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you in the next video.